Sally Face is a game made by Steve Gabry in August of 2016. This game has a lot of secrets, but nobody really talks about all the Easter eggs and references. There will be 5 parts to this series, each episode being a chapter of the game. I'll be going through all the details, secrets, references, and achievements that I think are the most interesting, so watch out for any spoilers. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. The phone at the very beginning is actually cut, already showing that this is either a supernatural thing or a dream, or maybe even both. The painting of the dog on the wall is foreshadowing to the dog man that kills your mother, which is showed in chapter 5. This also applies for the doors that spell dog and the dog in the graveyard. People speculate this dog is owned by the leader of the Devourers of God, and that's where Kenneth, the leader, would have gotten the inspiration of the mask from. It's also interesting to note that dog reversed is God, but also dog also stands for the Devourers of God. During this dream sequence, you can find hidden numbers like on the key you get at the beginning, the first hallway, the tree above the dog, and as soon as you climb in the grave. If you type these numbers in, the door will state that batteries are now included, which is different from before. If you don't type in all these numbers, Sal will have instead smashed the number pad to enter instead. If you interact with the 6 shelves in the morgue, it will open up to an unrecognized body which people speculate could be the boyfriend of Stacey Holmes, Luke Holmes, aka the man who was murdered by the Red-Eyed Demon. Dr. Enon's name backwards is None, foreshadowing that he dies later in the game because he was the only one who believed Sal, but after he died, there was none of them left who believed him. The reason why when Sal tells Henry he misses Mom and the option disappears afterwards is because even Sal doesn't want to push Dad any further on the topic of Mom. Our first reference goes to Gizmo the cat, which is a direct reference to Gizmo from the Gremlins, who shares a very similar shaped pattern. Right after that, if you push the TV desk to the side, you will find Sal's lost Gear Boy, a very obvious reference to a Game Boy. If you go to the groceries, you can find batteries if you open the door with the code earlier, but if not, Sal will have found nothing at all. It's stated that Sal's dad uses sleeping aid because he still has problems sleeping after Mom's death, which you later use for Charlie's arresting. The cop saying, "I'm your fairy fucking godmother," is a reference to Full Metal Jacket.
The fairy fucking godmother said it. I'm fucking standing. I will PT you all until you fucking die!
To show his intense angry attitude, but also could be a hint to him being a part of the Devourers of God, because he said godmother. It's a stretch, but hey, who knows. On floor 5 of the apartment, you can walk up to this small hole in the wall and see this. If you also walk into Larry's kitchen, you will find a dark shadow with red eyes, granting you the achievement, The Unknown. After meeting with the homeless man, if you look on the newspapers, you will see one newspaper that says, "Where is God now?" a creepy and subtle nod to the Devourers of God. Another one saying, "Kill yourself to say songs with Larry?" I can't quite make out that one word, but this could be foreshadowing Larry killing himself later in the series. Or maybe it's just a warning or a threat to Sal to kill himself now and give up so he can still save Larry. When you walk to room 201, you'll come across the sounds of a goat, sawing, and cutting. And if you crank up the audio loud enough, you can hear a deep voice speaking in reverse. It's like super hard to hear, and people speculate the voice says, "The shadows are closing in, he's coming." But I low-key hear, "Hey, is there anybody there? Can you make it stop? Hey now, I hear you, I see you. Can you make it please stop?" It goes on way longer in my opinion. If it is what I said, which I doubt, maybe this could be Mr. Parkerton's ghost begging to stop his suffering when he hears Sal knock on the door. Another obvious reference is how Charlie is addicted to glitter ponies, aka My Little Ponies, and Charlie's name is also a reference to an old 2005 short animation. called Charlie's Unicorn.
Candy Mountain, Charlie! Yeah, Candy Mountain!
Alright, fine, I'll go with you to Candy Mountain.
Charlie Mansfield is also a reference to Charles Manson, the famous serial killer who created his own cult called Helter Skelter, hinting how Charlie was brainwashed by the devourers of God. If you keep knocking on Mrs. Gibson's door, she will get more and more annoyed to the point where she will flat out stop saying anything. The star in the elevator is actually a real thing in elevators. It's there to show impaired people and firefighters where the ground level is. If you go to the Lost and Found, you will find a Gear Boy cartridge that you can use later to find out more lore and get an achievement. In Larry's room, you can find a Crowman and Wolfboy poster, which is a 2013 game Steve Gabrey worked on before moving to make Sallyface. Also, along with the poster of Excalibur, you also can mention Larry's paintings that he made where he painted the dreams you were having. Inside Out, Creeper, and Odin's Blood were bands that Steve Gabrey himself were in back in high school. The Fear Within is another video game Steve Gabrey worked on before Sallyface. People also say that some of the posters could be foreshadowing, like the sword in Odin's Blood looks similar to the sword Travis used to kill his father. If you listen to Larry Sanity's Fall song multiple times, you get the achievement Metalhead. You actually don't have to be in your room when you make the call to Larry, as long as you're anywhere in your apartment. It really doesn't matter. During this point, if you walk back into your dad's room, you can find him sleeping where Saw talks about how he's appreciative that his dad is at least not giving up on him and drowning himself in alcohol. But after that, you're able to pick up a quarter, which you can use for later. Right after this, if you go to Lisa and talk to her, you can get her to talk about Larry's curse to get the achievement A Dark Secret. Alongside, you can also talk to Chug and give him a quarter for a key to the 5th floor bathroom. Here you can meet the Ghost Girl and play the Gear Boy game to get the achievement House of the Wretched. This little mini-game teaches you about the little girl's past, showing how her whole family was dead and her father had committed suicide. This could be because the family was plagued by shadows and that it had killed them so it wouldn't spread, just like how Sal had to do it, and he just couldn't help with the guilt. Or maybe he was possessed because he is the one who was possessed by the red-eyed demon. Let me know your opinion on it. In the bathroom on room 504, you can grab a laxative to put in the tea instead of the sleeping aid. So instead of causing Charlie to sleep, it causes him to absolutely blow up his toilet. And when you walk near the bathroom, you can hear him absolutely taking the Browns straight to the Super Bowl, which is the canon way to get him out, because later in episode 2, Sal states that he can't step in the room because of the stench. This action will also give you the achievement Irritable Bowels. If you choose to take the sleeping pills, you will get the achievement Go to Sleep. On the poster board at the entry, if you look closely, there's a poster that says, "Please don't post over other notes, thank you," but someone blocked the note over a missing sandwich. The number 15211 on the hearse is the zip code for Steve Gabriel's hometown in Pennsylvania. When Dr. Enon brings up Larry, Sal is upset by his mention, which gives a subtle hint to Larry himself. 081486, Sal's inmate number, is a nod to Steve Gabriel's birthday, August 14th, 1986. And that's where the first chapter leaves you off. If y'all like this video, make sure to hit the like button and I'll make a part 2, but for now, I'll catch you on the next one.